Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am. Today was an interesting day, pretty decent day, 42 dials on the day, higher than typical. There's a potential reason for that. 0 book demos, all good. Was supposed to have 3 demos held, but it was only 2 today. No deals closed, though the one in the morning was promising, seemed kind of interested, potentially worthwhile following up in a couple weeks. We'll see. Not holding my breath, no follow-up scheduled. Offered the promotion, potentially didn't need to, but again, we're just we're figuring things out. And then there was one at 2 o'clock, but then the number on it was, well, there's 2 things. Number one, the number on it didn't work, or it was a general line, it wasn't actually a direct line. So, and the general line didn't have a directory, so there was no way of getting hold of the people who agreed to it. But in addition to that, within the email, because it was like a marketing book demo, the email said the guy agreed to 11 o'clock and it was booked in for 2 o'clock, which is like, it's easy to complain about, but then like also like if you actually go into the micro level, the person who's booking these meetings through emails, like they're doing a lot of transactions, so I can understand how they would make a mistake like that. The same thing, there was a 2:31 that technically was supposed to be at 2 o'clock Pacific, but then they were speaking Eastern, whatever. That one at the end of the day ultimately was disqualified because they were not an ideal client. Like they were a life insurance agent, but term life and whole life, and didn't do IULs and annuities. So then it was like, okay, well, at that point, that service it's a valuable service, but it's not going to be, you're not going to get the same amount of value from the program Planswell has to offer. The light just went off, so I got to charge that. The program Planswell has to offer as, like just having, right now there's like the available investable assets, it's increased from 350 to 425,000 on average. So that's cool. Also just feel good today, but the cool thing is the fact that now they have introduced a self-booked demo spiff. I don't know what spiff means. Let's find out. Spiff. No, spiff or spiv is slang for an immediate bonus or sale. Typically, spiffs are paid either by manufacturer or employer directly to a salesperson. Okay, well, it's actually a word. Anyways, if you book a demo yourself, then you get like an extra, I don't know how much it is, but just like an extra like that added bonus if you close that deal, just to encourage people to make calls on their own. And I'm really happy at the timing of that because I don't have any more demos on the calendar of good quality demos that I have booked for myself until Friday. So tomorrow I actually have 0 demos, except one quick one at 11. But then, so like, I can see today will be I need to get back into the swing of actually making dials, booking, and creating business for myself, because looking at LinkedIn, I don't have the same amount, like large amount of new connections to kind of work through that I haven't sent messages to already. So I have to kind of give a bit of time on that. Which is just to say, going like, I can't resort to LinkedIn prospecting because there's only so much you can actually send out. Maybe we should start sending the in-mails, like you can directly send a message to people. I don't know how many per week. I should look into that just because I know that the LinkedIn book demos tend to close at a much higher rate than that it is always worth doing. Now, although today there was a low dial day and feels like low activity, I did go through all of my pipeline and just get everything organized up to date. Like there was a bunch that were assigned that I enrolled into a sequence, and then we'll start calling next week. Which again is like admin work that you can't point to it like it's like you did 100 dials on paper. Like it's like you organized your pipeline such that you're not missing things that you might be missing and never notice that you missed later. Like you can't be like, oh, I did 15 of those, you know? But it's still work that needs to be done. And it's just more, it's like the absence of a pain isn't necessarily a reward. What am I trying to say? This is what I'm trying to say. If I make 100 dials and book 2 demos and close 1 deal, success. That activity led to the result. Awesome. If I am unorganized with my pipeline, which allows 2 deals that I've spoken to and had to follow up with to kind of fall flat because I didn't follow up with them in a consistent enough time. But every day I still make 100 dials. I don't actually notice the fact that I've lost 2 deals in the same way that I notice when I do the work and close something. So then that's like, this work is still necessary because there's gold there that is still to be found, but it's not nearly as tangible in the same way. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, and I don't know if it actually is to me as I'm saying it. So that's why I'm hoping. But energy was alive all on the day. I feel good at the fact that right now I'm at like just at a high level of quota. That's good, but I can't get complacent, and I just need to remind myself the work needs to be done. And I think it's just more, I'm going like last month there was like how many deals closed that were on self-generated LinkedIn? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is a decent amount. And those 5 happened within like the first 2 weeks and were booked within the first, I guess like there was only 2 in the first week. Huh. Anyways, what it would be nice to have is a month where I have like a 5 or 6 deals closed that I booked myself through cold calling. As I think this is more as well as I know, because I'm close to hitting quota already within like the 3rd day, I have the entire month to really increase the amount of people, amount I earn on commission, because the biggest commission percentage comes from anything sold above quota. So we're happy there. And honestly, like now that there actually isn't an incentive to book demos for yourself, that lines up with the self goal that I had, which is I want to get back into the prospecting. So it's like, not only is my internal state desiring for me to do this activity, but the external state environment is reinforcing that internal desire, drive. There's motivations both in an intrinsic and an extrinsic way, which is the ideal state and condition to be in when pursuing a goal you have set out for yourself. I'll talk to you later.